Yo, this is Real Talkie. Welcome to the Locker Room. We talk nothing but basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 NBA Draft has came upon us, and oh my God, what a beautiful night this was, bro. I love the NBA Draft because you get to see people like these young guys who have been working so hard, bro. Who like their dream was to make it to the NBA, was to play professional ball, and they have finally made it, bro. They finally done it, bro. And out of the thousands, if not millions of people out there that are working and practicing every single day, 58 of them were able to be selected to the NBA draft. Now, not all 58 are going to have amazing careers in the NBA. Not all 58 will be stars in the NBA. Not all 58 will even last more than a year in the NBA. But all of the 58 have had a chance to see and you know, be able to step into a place where they have only imagined to reach one day. All those hard times, all those hours of practice that they put in, all the times where they worked hard and grinded and probably cried and got injured and had to fight their way back, is finally paying off, y'all. It was a beautiful, beautiful night, and you get to see people actually come out with their families, and you get to see people get emotional and cry and show how much this actually means to them, bro. It's just a beautiful scene. And also, the biggest part for me was you're able to see how much our league has expanded. We all know basketball is an American sport. NBA is an American league. And with that being said, our first pick of the NBA draft this year is a French player who, if I'm not mistaken, played in France, in Europe. He played in a whole different country. And when he was drafted into our league by the San Antonio Spurs, he was crying. His whole family came out. That was a beautiful scene, bro. It shows you how much our league has expanded. And what a better place to have him than the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama, the player that everybody's been talking about this entire year, bro. And some players from France have been speaking about him since before this year. He's been a player that people have been watching, player that people have been basically dropping their jaw for. Pause, heavy on the pause. But a player that people have been very, very heavy on because he's 7'5". He can block a crazy amount of shots. He can cover a lot of ground. He could score, shoot, you know what I'm saying? He could do a little bit of everything, and he's 7'5". Now he can't guard bigs, which is why I'm assuming the Spurs are gonna try to get a bigger body to guard somebody, obviously that likes to bang a lot, like for example Joel Embiid and stuff like that, because he is very, he's not, I want to say skinny, but he has a small frame. And it'll take some time to develop that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. A lot of these NBA drafts in the past, like the Zions, the RJ Barretts, so far and so forth, like especially the Zions of the world and the Ben Simmons of the world, where we expect them to be, like people always say, the next LeBron, the next Kevin Durant, the next whatever, right? People always compare them to these one in a lifetime type of talents, these generational talents, and they have not delivered. Because Wembanyama is going to the San Antonio Spurs, I feel like it's going to pan out somewhat near of the image that we have for him, and the projection that we have for his career might even exceed it. Why? Because I believe in Greg Popovich. I believe in his organization. I believe in his coaching staff. And with his experience, I mean, he's done so much and taught players to do a lot that I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, we forget that Greg Popovich had Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, Manu Ginobili. He's had so many guys, bro, that he's taught the game to, and he's taught them how to expand their game. And for example, even if you look at the now players, Derek White, who's a very big part of the Celtics, when he was with the San Antonio Spurs, Greg Popovich basically expanded his game to places that we wasn't at before. And that's why he's so effective with the Celtics. He has a really great way of getting these players to trust him and trust his process and whatever plan he has for them. Which is why I'm happy that Victor Wembanyama has went to him. I hope it pans out. I hope we get to see something very, very special, bro. I hope so. Our second pick of the NBA draft this year was Brandon Miller. Now, the Charlotte Hornets could have went in like two different ways for this pick right here. They could have won Brandon Miller, which they did, or they could have won Scoot Henderson, which they didn't go. But either one of these guys would have been really, really good for them. Why? Because what are the Charlotte Hornets missing? Talent. They need some type of like crazy talent, that over-the-top talent that could just, complement them next to LaMelo Ball. Make them have some type of identity next to LaMelo Ball. Someone that could be there, someone that could do a little bit of everything. And they decided to go with 6'9" Brandon Miller. Now, why is this great for the Hornets? Well, he could handle the ball a little bit. He could score a little bit. He can shoot. He can pretty much do a little bit of everything. And he could do pick and rolls. He could play off the ball, catch and shoots and stuff like that. Like, for the Charlotte Hornets, who basically should have LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, which is really good. This is a big lineup. Miles Bridges, they're going to be running. Bring back PJ Washington. Amazing. With this right here, gives them a lot to do. It opens up so much for them, and it gives them a lot of versatility. And if they want, they could even trade Terry Rozier for more pieces. And although they're not going to be contenders by trading Terry Rozier or by whatever move they make next, they will at least be where the Knicks were at this year, if they play their cards right. And eventually they're going to get off the Gordon Hayward sign, deal, whatever. Hopefully, bro, just get rid of that. Never give a player like Gordon Hayward a contract like this ever again. Please, please, bro. Just never again. And with their draft history, it's been so terrible, so sad, and so depressing. So the fact that they had this opportunity where they couldn't mess it up, you literally had to draft one of these two guys second. And if you manage to draft another player that was not Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson, honestly, at that point, bro, it's time to get up out of here. It's time to get out. And do you know how big of a move this is if they decide to actually give Brandon Miller the time and energy to allow him to become a great player, and he complements the team really well, and they start trending in the right direction? You know how much news it's going to make after Jordan just sold his majority of stake in the Charlotte Hornets? This is going to be huge. This is going to look like Michael Jordan was holding the team back, which is going to be very weird to hear. But yeah, I'm happy they got him. I hope everything pans out well. I hope they find a way to get their players to be healthy. Miles Bridges, I think, should be back this year coming up. We'll see what happens, yeah. This should be great. With the third overall pick, the Trailblazers took Scoot Henderson. Now, this pick right here is cool for the Blazers if Damian Lillard is going to get out of there. If they can remove Damian Lillard this offseason, that would be great for them. Just rebuild. There's no point to have Damian Lillard on the team. I know Damian Lillard is over here saying, I'm not running from the grind. I want to be here. I want to work, for the championship. I want the championship to come here to the Trailblazers. I want it to come to Portland. That's fine. That's cool. It sounds good. But my God, you like, what, 33 now? They're not building around you. They had an opportunity to trade this pick for a star player to come play with you, and they chose to draft it. So it's time to get up out of there. Whether you request a trade or they just remove you, it's time to get up out of there. It's over. It's done. It's finished. You gave them your whole career, basically. It's over. Your window to win a championship is closing. You have about 2-3 more years left in your, in your prime. You're about to use that. Cool. You don't want to just run away and go to any team that's already, like the Warriors or the Nuggets. Fine. Go to the Lakers. Go to the Bucks. Go to the Heat. Either you request it or they get you up out of there. It will be so bad to see you on this team just rot and have your career end. It's terrible. It looks bad. It's trash. It's time to get up out of there, bro. It's over, bro. It's done. And Scoot Henderson next to Anthony Simons is going to look great. It's going to look amazing, bro. And hopefully they get this to work. There's a bunch of young guys trying to get it together and trying to, get it to click. And hopefully they do, bro. I'm actually rooting for them. I hope this move elevates them a lot. I hope it gets them through a lot of, have them skip a lot of steps. Like, hopefully they don't have to, go back and tank again, get a top 3. Maybe next year they're around the top 9, top 10, maybe top 12. Something like that. That would be great. Next is the Thompson twins. It was amazing to see them get drafted back to back. It was just great. A lot of people complained about the lack of competition that they played against, but honestly, they're drafted off of their talent, off of their pure athleticism, their talent, and everybody's complaining about, they can't score, they can't shoot, whatever. Be patient, bro. It's going to come together, bro. It's going to come together. Every player in the draft is about 19, 20, 21. Almost every single one. And with that being said, they're not fully developed yet. They're still young. Their game is not developed. Most of them, if not all of them, have not grown into their body. So there's a lot for these guys to learn. They just came from a college season where they only played 34 regular season games in their March Madness. And after March, they haven't played a single game. So when they come to the NBA and have to hit that first season, they're going to realize what it really is, bro. And they have this year to work on their game, the next year to work on their game, and they're a top 5 pick, top 4 pick. If they are really working hard and we see progress, at least a little bit, from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, they're going to improve their scoring, their shooting. So be patient. There's a lot of players who came into the league who couldn't shoot but still found a role in the league. And there's a lot of players who came into the league who couldn't shoot and, became great or decent shooters. At least became respectable. So be patient with them, bro. And the rest of the draft, honestly, was amazing. It was great. It was beautiful. I'm not going to lie to you. I expected more player movement. I thought it was going to be a lot more players being moved around for higher picks. But really, people were just trading picks for picks. And we saw some, like Rashawn Holmes was moved. Davis Bertans was moved. So, it was players that we don't really care about. But if I'm being honest, I expected more. surprised there wasn't more. I guess a lot of teams feel like they're just gonna get they just a pick, give themselves a chance, and just go with their guys that they got now. Plus free agencies coming up, just be patient. Everybody feels like they have a chance, bro. And I love this. I love how the NBA feels right now. I love where it's at the moment. Y'all let me know, chat them down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E, and it's time to leave the locker room. I'm gonna catch y'all. Safety in my hearts.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
The officials have to review it, and the Lakers win the game. Banks it in. He banks in the three to win it. Good.
That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection.
This is for the win. Got it. Wow.
At 7, working against Butler, got down.